Welcome student to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to cover a whole new chapter, that is Introduction to Trigonometry. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Before starting the chapter, class, let us understand what the meaning of trigonometry. Class, the word trigonometry is combination, or you can say that made up of three small words which have different meaning. So let us break it into that three words. The first one is going to be tri, which means three. Now the next word which is going to be gono. Here class, the gono is a Greek word and it means sides. For a reference with the sides, let us understand what is sides here. Here is a figure of, you can see here is a figure of two figures we have, triangle and square. So class, using these two figures, let us understand what is sides. Here you can see class, these dotted lines. This is known as side of a figure. Here you can see in the case of square, here it is a straight line with some dots on it. This is known as sides of figure. Okay class, now moving to the last word or last phrase which complete the word trigonometry is metry. Class, metry is also another Greek word which mean measure, or you can say that measurement. So class, I hope now you understand what is a trigonometry actually. You can say that trigonometry is a study of relationship between side of a triangle and angle of a triangle. Okay class. So what is the meaning of a trigonometry? The trigonometry is study of relationship between angles and side of a triangle. Now class, let us understand its uses. What are the uses of trigonometry? Because many times when I cover up this chapter in offline courses, many of my students ask, sir, why trigonometry is so important? What are its daily life uses? So why we should learn it? So that's why I'm adding this topic to our online session, or you can say that on this video. We know all must aware of what are the uses of trigonometry, because it is very important, take place very important significance our daily to daily life. The uses of trigonometry class involves to find the height of any object or distance of any far object, like it is used to locate the or calculate the distance of far object like sun and moon. Also, the uses of trigonometry involve the calculation of angle of elevation and angle of depression. This will you learn in the next chapter, that is your application of trigonometry. So first of all class, here in this chapter we are going to cover topics related to the trigonometric ratios and followed by some trigonometric identities later in this chapter. For that I am going to bring up you a whole new video on that topic. So class, let us first understand what are the trigonometric ratios. Before moving to the trigonometric ratios, 6 trigonometric ratios that we have, let us first understand what is the perpendicular and base to a given angle. Because many time in examination I have seen many students making the same mistake over and over. They doesn't know to which angle which line is perpendicular, which side is base. So therefore, to remove that confusion, I have very easiest way to understand it. For that, let us consider triangle, write as triangle ABC. If you can see here class, this triangle is 90 degree at angle B. Here this triangle is 90 degree at angle B, so that why ABC is a right angle triangle. Now class, in this right angle triangle, let us try to take an acute angle, or you can say that any angle. Let's say I take the angle CAB angle, it means this angle, or you can say it angle A. Class, let us take now angle A. Now always remember class, the side which is going to be opposite of this given angle, here we have taken angle A, now the side opposite to this going to be BC. Always remember class, the side opposite to the given angle is going to be the perpendicular of the right angle triangle. That means BC is opposite to the angle A, therefore here BC is perpendicular of the right angle triangle. Always remember. Now class, now we know that the side which is going to be opposite to the given angle in a right angle triangle is going to be perpendicular, but what about the base? To understand that concept, we will use the same theory. Here let us take the given angle A, and now remember class, in the case of base side, always remember side adjacent to angle A, or you can say that the side with which angle A is making, or you can say that angle A is making an angle. Okay class, so here it is making an angle with AB, and the side AB is adjacent to the angle A, so this is going to be the base of right angle triangle ABC. So class, now you shall remember easily that the side which is opposite to the given angle is always going to be the perpendicular, and the side adjacent to the given angle is always going to be the base of right angle triangle. Now class, moving to our next topic, let us understand first of all this again by taking some other angle. Okay class, for that I have this slide over here, and now in this slide we are going to take an angle. Just wait a moment class. In this slide class, we are going to take another angle, say angle ACB or angle C. So we have taken this time angle C here class, you can see this angle C. Now class, tell me which side to the given angle C is opposite, or which side is opposite to the given angle and which side is adjacent to this angle. For the opposite side, if you are saying that AB is opposite to the given side, then you are correct class. Yes, the AB is opposite to the, since given angle C, so it is going to be the perpendicular of triangle ABC. Very good class. Now class, take another look and tell me which side is going to be adjacent this time to angle C, and what is the base of this right angle triangle. Hurry up class. Yes class, if you have seen that BC is the side adjacent to the angle C, and therefore it is going to be the base of the right angle triangle ABC. So you guessed it right class, BC and AB are here the example of perpendicular and base in this case. So class, always remember that other than this side, these two sides, other than these two sides, the base one and the perpendicular one, we also have a third side, and it is known as the hypotenuse of right angle triangle. Yes, always remember that the longest side in right angle triangle is always going to be the hypotenuse. Okay class, now class, moving back to our topic, the trigonometric ratios. Now class, for a given angle, say angle A, there are always going to be 6 trigonometric ratios. Okay class, for every given angle there is going to be 6 trigonometric ratio. So we are starting with the first trigonometric ratio, that is sin A. Here you can see that class, sin A. So class, sine of angle A, here always remember that class, sine of angle A means sine is function of angle A. Okay class, so here the function is sine. Now always remember that class, sine of angle A is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Here P and H stand for perpendicular and H stand for hypotenuse, and B is going to be stand for base. So sine of angle A is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So for any angle A, or you can say given angle A, can you find perpendicular and hypotenuse to this given angle? Yes, very good class. That is going to be BC and AB class. So here sine of angle A is going to be perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and if you find it correct, then substitute the value. The perpendicular is going to be BC and hypotenuse is going to be AC. Therefore sine of A is going to be BC upon AC. Now moving to another trigonometric ratio, that is cosine of angle A. Since we have learned about sine of A, the cosine of angle A is going to be base upon hypotenuse this time. So class, cosine is going to be base upon hypotenuse. Can you find me the base of this triangle and hypotenuse? Yes, you are right class. Here the base is going to be AB and hypotenuse is going to be AC. Therefore the cosine of angle A is going to be class AB upon AC. Yeah, that's right class. Now moving to the third trigonometric ratio that we have class, that is tangent of angle A. Okay class, the tangent of angle A is another function of angle A, and this is going to be the perpendicular upon base. Perpendicular upon base. Since you know that for to give an angle A, the perpendicular is always going to be BC in this case, and the base will be AB. Therefore, the tangent of angle A is going to be perpendicular upon base equals to BC upon AB. Yeah. So you are getting good at this class. Now you can easily solve out any ratios out of 3. Now class, moving to the fourth ratio, that is going to be cosecant of angle A. Class, if you understand the completely first 3 trigonometric ratios, sine, cosine and tangent, and the remaining 3 is not a big deal, because cosecant of angle A is reciprocal of sine of angle A. Yeah, cosecant of angle A is going to be reciprocal of sine of angle A, that is sine A, 1 upon sine A, and we know that sine A is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Therefore the cosecant is going to be class 1 upon perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and it is going to be hypotenuse upon perpendicular. Okay class, so in this way hypotenuse. So class, what is hypotenuse here? That is AC. Very well, the hypotenuse is AC and perpendicular is going to be BC. Therefore your answer will be AC upon BC. Now class, moving to that is secant of angle A. Secant of angle A class is reciprocal of cos of angle A या cosine of angle. You can say cosine of angle A या or maybe the cos of angle A. The both are going to be meaning same. So secant of angle A is going to be 1 upon cos of angle A. We know that one cos of angle A is based upon hypotenuse. So reciprocal of it is going to be hypotenuse upon base class. Therefore class, it will be AC and the base will be class in this case. Therefore your fifth trigonometric ratio is going to be secant of angle A hypotenuse upon base, that is AC upon AB. Now class, moving to the last trigonometric ratio, tangent of angle is also reciprocal of tangent of angle A class. That's why I am saying that if you understand first three trigonometric ratio, the remaining will be easy task for you class. Now class, cotangent of angle A is going to be 1 by tan of angle A, or tangent of angle A, you can say that. Okay class, that is going to be 1 by perpendicular upon base, that is going to be base upon perpendicular after reciprocal. So in this way cotangent of angle A is base upon perpendicular, and now in this case, can you find base class? Yes, that is AB for angle A and perpendicular will be BC. So cotangent of angle A will be AB upon BC. Now class, here are some tips that we need to be remember, or you can say that value points that we need to be remember before doing all these trigonometric ratios. And first of all class, I am leaving you with this slide, so you can take a screenshot of it and make it in your, or save it in your gallery or anywhere else you would like. It will be very helpful and very nice if you remember it in such a way with this diagram, because remembering picturized memory is always easy to remember than writing it on a fair copy, yeah, or you mean making a note of it. It will be going to very helpful for you, so I would advise you to take a screenshot. Now class, moving to the next slide, here are some points in this slide that we need to remember. Okay class, starting with the first one, that is always remember class, you can abbreviate sine of angle A, cosine of angle A, tangent of angle A into cos A, tan A, just like this. I have done it here, sine A, cos A, tan A, cosecant A, secant A, cot A, because in this way it is very easy to remember them. Now class, another thing that you need to be remembering is that cosecant, secant and cot A, cot of angle A, are merely reciprocal of sine A, cos A and tan A. Yes, you have learned it in the previous slide that cosecant, secant, cot A are merely reciprocal of sine A, cos A and tan A. Now class, here's one thing more I need you to remember, that is tan A is also known, there is a identity, or you can say there is a formula, or there you can say there is an expression according to which tan A is equal to sin A upon cos A. But you will be say, sir, tan A is going to be perpendicular upon base, we have done in the previous slide. Yes, it is perpendicular upon base, but as we know that sin A is perpendicular upon hypotenuse and cos A is going to be base upon hypotenuse, and since hypotenuse are in the denominator, they are going to be cut out, and after that we will be remain with perpendicular and base. So we can say that tan A is sin A upon cos A. Okay class, now class, always remember that sine of angle A, sin A means sine of angle A. Yes, sin A means sine of angle A. Here sine of angle A expression show that sine is function of angle A. Okay class, but you cannot say that sine A means sine into A. Sine A doesn't mean that sine and A are both are product of each other. No, it's going to be wrong class, completely wrong statement in mathematics. Always remember that class, sine A means sine of angle A. Now class, moving to another valuable points, there are more points to come up with another slide. Here class, always remember that you can write sine A whole square as sine square A and cos A whole square as cos square A. Okay class, they both are going to be mean the same. Whether you write sine square A or sine A whole square, they both are going to have same meaning. Now class, remember, you cannot write cosecant A equals to sine inverse A. Sine inverse A you cannot write, because it is reciprocal of sine, not inverse of sine. Because sine inverse A is totally a different function in trigonometry, and you will learn it in higher classes. It is called inverse trigonometry class. So always remember class, you cannot write cosecant A as sine inverse of A, and this minus 1 raised to power sine is the significance, or you can say symbol of inverse trigonometry. So this you will be learning higher class, and you will understand that sine inverse A means totally different function of angle A. So now class, always remember another point here to be noted down is, if you are given any trigonometric ratio out of 6, maybe it is cos, tangent or sine, you can calculate the other remaining 5. Yes, it is true. If you are provided with cos A, or you can say sine A, you can calculate other trigonometric ratios. For this, I am bringing up you one example in the end of the video, or you maybe the next slide. So we are going to solve it, and after that we are ending this session. Okay class. Now class, coming to my example that I was telling you here. First of all, read the example carefully. The tangent of angle A is 4 by 3. We have to calculate the remaining trigonometric ratios of angle A. Okay class, we are provided with that tangent of angle A. It means tan of angle A is given to be this angle A, and we have given that tan of angle A is 4 by 3. So we have to calculate the remaining trigonometric ratio. That means we have to calculate sine A, cos A, cot A, secant A and cosecant A. For that class, how we going to do? Let us see. First of all, we always take in consideration what we are given. Here we are given that tan A is 4/3, or you can say 4 divided by 3. Also class, we know that tan A is always going to be perpendicular upon base. Is it right class? We have done it in the previous slides or previous section that tan A is always going to be perpendicular upon base in the trigonometric ratios. That is, tan A is going to be P upon B. Now class, since it is perpendicular upon base, therefore we can compare this. Just wait, let me clear this. Now I compare this one equation and this equation. When I compare this equation and this equation, tan A equals to 4 by 3 and tan A equals to perpendicular upon base, I get this equation right over here. That is, tan A equals to 4 by 3 equals to BC upon AB. Now I will use this equation right over here, this equation, and now by using this equation I will find the value of BC and AB, and I will show you how. Now when I consider these two equation and get this third one equation class, this equation, when I clearly observe it, I will find that since tan A equals to P upon B and tan A is also equal to 4 by 3, that means P upon B perpendicular upon base is equal to 4 by 3. Okay class, and substituting the value of perpendicular and base, we get 4 by 3 equals to BC upon AB. Okay class, now moving to another slide. Now moving to the next. Now comparing, as I said, when I compare the last equation tan A equals to 4 by 3 here, when I compare this equation, so I get the value of here, when I compare this equation and I get this value here, right, BC equals to 4 and AB equals to 3, BC equals to 4 and AB equals to 3. Okay class, so this way I calculated AB and BC. I calculate AB and BC by comparing the equation that I showed you in the previous slide. Now class, since we have the two sides of a triangle, that is perpendicular and base AB and BC, we just need to now, in order to get all the trigonometric ratio, we also require the third side of triangle, that is hypotenuse, that is AC. In order to calculate it, we need to apply Pythagoras theorem here. Pythagoras theorem class you have done in the previous small classes, 8th and 9th classes, in which the square of the longer side is going to be the sum of square of the opposite side, that is base and perpendicular. The Pythagoras theorem say that hypotenuse square is always equal to the base square plus perpendicular square. So using Pythagoras theorem in the triangle ABC here, I substituted the value. Hypotenuse here going to be the AC and the base going to be AB and the perpendicular going to be BC. Now substituting the value here, I got AB square to be the 9 because AB is given to be the 3 and the square is going to be 9, and BC is given to be 4, therefore its square is going to be 16. Now we have left with this equation, AC square equals to 25 here class. Now when I move the square to the transpose it to the right hand side, it will convert into initially root, and we will be provided with this expression under root 25. Okay class, whenever you transpose a square to the right hand side, it convert into the square root. Remember class, now perfect square of 25 is going to be 5, therefore which implies our third side, that is hypotenuse, is going to be 5. Here we calculated our third side, that is going to be 5. Now class, since we have a third side, now we can go on to find our remaining trigonometric ratios. Now moving to the finding the remaining trigonometric ratios. Now class, we know that sine of angle A, or you can sine A, is going to be the perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Okay class, sine of angle A is going to be perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Okay class, therefore here perpendicular is BC according to angle A. If we are seeing the angle A and the opposite side here is BC, therefore perpendicular is going to be BC and hypotenuse is going to be AC. Now substituting the value of BC and AC, we get sine A equals to be 4 by 5. Okay class, here you are. When we substituted the value, just wait class, when we substituted the value, we got sine A equals to perpendicular upon hypotenuse BC upon AC, that is 4 by 5. Now class, moving to the another trigonometric ratio, that is going to be cosine of angle A or cos A. Here we know that cos A is base upon hypotenuse, and here base is going to be AB and hypotenuse is going to be AC class. Now putting the value of AB and AC, we will get cos A to be 3 by 5. Okay class, now substituting the value, we get cos to be 3 by 5. Okay class, that is 3 upon 5, 3 oblique 5, or 3 divided by 5. Similarly we will calculate the remaining 3, that is first of all cosecant. The cosecant is going to be reciprocal of sin A, that is hypotenuse upon perpendicular, and we will calculate it, and hypotenuse is going to be AC and perpendicular will be BC, that is going to be 5/4. Now class, secant A is going to be reciprocal of cos A, so it is going to be hypotenuse upon base here, and that is AC upon AB, and substituting the value we get 5/3. Now class, moving to cot A. Since cot A is a reciprocal of tan A, we should be calculated it first, or I am calculating it last, but you can calculate it be in the first, because since it is a reciprocal of tan A, so if we have a tan A 4/3, the cot will be going to be 3/4, or you can say that it is a reciprocal, it is going to be 3/4, that is base upon perpendicular. So you can calculate it in the first scenario, or you can take it to the last step. Here I obviously take it to the last step because I have to understand you how to calculate hypotenuse, how it is useful. That's why I am solving it in the last. But if you ever given a tangent, you can calculate in the first step also. So cot A is going to be the base reciprocal of tangent, that is base upon perpendicular, that is AB upon BC, and that is going to be 3/4. So class, this is how you calculate the remaining trigonometric ratios. I hope in this video, I hope you understand how to calculate the remaining 5 trigonometric ratios, and I hope that this slide will be helping you a lot. This video will be helping you a lot with your trigonometry. Okay class, now in this is the end of a video. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel and like the video, which would be appreciated from our side. And I am by the way, I am bringing more video on this chapter, including the solution for the NCERT question and tricky question that you find difficult to solve out in detail. And if you want to watch that video, upcoming videos, you must subscribe to our channel. Okay class, and until that, best of luck until that, and see you in the next video.